What's good? What's going on? It's your man Gerard Kenneth. So it's pretty late, but I wanted to talk about this real quick. Sometimes you might not be able to afford the waves effects or other different plugins that do things with lo-fi sound, but you can find certain things for free, which is always a good thing, of course. So something I would like to introduce to you guys is this guy called ChowTape Model. All right, well, ChowTape. It's free and it's actually well worth downloading. Okay, so it is free on Plugin Boutique, so you don't have to like buy something to get it. It's free on pluginboutique.com, and you can just go to chowdsp.com. And this is the first product that pops up is Child Tape Model, and it does wonders. Now I'm telling you this because why did I close it out? You want that like certain lo-fi wobbly type sound. It's a couple of the different free VSTs that you can use. Actually, just for giggles, let me go ahead and pull this up. It is called Cassette Tape. Is by Caelum Audio, and this guy here is actually free too, and it has some nice effects as well. It's yeah, that's free 99. And let me see. I'll pull up the website again. And what is it called? Caelum. CaelumAudio.com. And we're gonna go there real quick. Boop. And guess what? It's the first one that you see, and it's free 99. You can mess with it. It does flutter, saturation, low pass, noise, all the little stuff that you want that you're trying to get with like waves, and you can't afford it. Now you can get it. Add your own like reverbs and echoes and delays or whatever if you want to do all that. But in any case, what I want to do is just go back and just double down on the fact that automation is your friend. Automations are your friends. In this case, I just changed the slightly wobbly a little bit. I brought the depth back and I brought the wow back. I left everything else the same. But in this case here, this particular knob pause that I'm gonna be that I've set up an automation for is for the dry wet. So basically, it's at one point of the song where you hear the music, it sounds a certain way, and then it changes. So I'm not gonna play too much of it. Let's just play a little smidge of how it sounds without it. Right now, in this case, I also added an effect because I wanted to give it that background. We're in a club type of thing going on, and there's already like reverb and other stuff going on because I made the beat in FL Studio. What I want to do is actually turn off that effect first, and then we're gonna actually go into the beat. So you hear how it sounds, right? With the effect, so you can hear it. So you hear it now, right? It's kind of like wobbly a little bit. I know you're gonna be like, what, a couple seconds? Yes, yo, a couple seconds. So you'll see the difference. Right? So we got that. Now what I could do is probably raise this up to maybe 45. That should be okay. And then change the depth because it's actually the original depth is at 65. Now you hear it went out key. So and that's what you kind of wanted to do to give it that 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 lo-fi sound. Again, I added it with this particular effect. Well, with the F6 waves, I actually paid for that, but you don't have to use that. You can use a stock plugin for EQing and just do a low pass filter. Yeah. But anyways, you're taking it from the high end, right? And then you're gonna like filter all the like the high, the mids a little bit to yeah about there because you want to have it like have some sort of like low mids and then a little touch of mid a little bit, and have everything else like you still keep like the bass and all that good stuff there. You want all of that to you want that to be felt. Izotope has something that is vinyl should be still free, and this is how it looks. And you basically do the same thing, but it's with record, and you can warp it and all this other stuff. Um, in this case, I don't think they have anything like set to where you can like set it a certain way. So you have to create your own presets. But excuse me. And then you can add the mechanical thing. So this is the other thing that they don't add. Right? So say, I don't know why I didn't think of that, but say let's just put it here. Right? And I'm hoping you can hear that. You hear that? That's what I like. And then here you can click Lo-Fi here too. And we're gonna give it a 1980s vibe. Now you're hearing dust. Unless if you don't have your headphones on, you don't hear it. But you're hearing dust. And I guess we'll give it a little bit of an electrical. Not too much. Right? RPMs, we'll put it at a 45. Like that's the record. Right? The running BP. What does RPM mean? Revolutions per minute. All records are measured and sorted by their RPM, which stands for revolutions per minute. This metric refers to how many times the platter and therefore the record will spin completely in 1 minute. There will be only 3 speeds in which vinyl can be produced. 33 and a third. Why is it only telling me 2 though? So right here is 33, 45, and 78. So we leave it like that. So basically I already got the lo-fi on here, right? So we got some other stuff. So that's the electrical going on. So let's take that off and let's go back to it. That's really out of key. You can mess with the mechanical and electrical and all that good stuff to see what you want to do as far as the beat is concerned. So even though I'm being creative, not just only in production, but I'm being creative as an engineer to give it a certain vibe while she's singing. Because once you hear the original, like once you actually hear her song being released, you'll see, oh, okay, I see what you did there. You're trying to emulate something and then give us this mindset as if it sounded a certain way from the 90s, which it kind of didn't. Unless you had a tape or had something on vinyl, you would hear all the certain nuances within a record. And then especially if it's like 20, 30 years old, then you put it on vinyl or put it on cassette or whatever, it sounds different.